Hey guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. We're delivering the message from New York City, New York, the Big Apple. I thought I'd come out with a video. I know I've got a lot of new subscribers and I'm getting a whole groundswell of new questions which are bringing up a whole different suite of topics for me to address for you guys. And I do have to apologize a little bit. When I first started this channel, I was delivering my message with no reciprocity, really, with no understanding of my audience, really. And the cool thing about, we've just launched our Facebook page, Portfolio Solutions for the Self-Directed Investor. I've left that in the link, and I will continue to leave that link over. Kick over to the link if you're tuning into this video. Guys, we have a very, very small, interested group of subscribers on this channel, as the channel, Independent Investor, is relatively new. So I thought I would kind of come out with this video and give you guys my perspective on investing in the stock market. And I really think this will help a lot of new investors, because I have to detract a lot. I have 25 years of experience in the stock market. I started investing and learning about the stock market at a young age. And a lot of what I'm finding out is that a lot of people are just looking to get introduced to the stock market for the first time. You know, maybe you're in your 40s or your 50s or even 60s and you're tuning into the channel because, as I've said many times, the stock market is for everyone to participate in. And I build my program around that particular fact. But I think it would help you guys a lot to really understand my perspectives on investing. It really will. And I really try to summarize what I've learned in 25 years and try to throttle it down to a 5 to 10 minute video for you guys, really with the benefit of helping you guys. You don't have to memorize everything. You don't. You tune in, you pick up a few tidbits of information, once every couple days on my upload schedule. And I can tell you what, guys, the information that you're going to find on this channel is not redundant throughout the industry. It's very unique in nature, what I'm talking about, all right? And a lot of people really tend to buy into a lot of the misconception in the financial industry and end up going with a financial institution. And you guys that have been tuning into me for a while, there's not a message that I put across to kind of define the difference in my message and really the status quo in the industry. What the conceptions are about what you need in the industry, seeking out particular help. So guys, this is going to be my perspectives on investing. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, I highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Please share the message with anybody out there that you know. Let's go ahead and get started though. A lot of what I get asked is how much time, or a lot of the perception about the stock market is that you have to spend an exuberant amount of time to be successful in the stock market. It couldn't be further from the truth. It's not the truth. You can hear it from me, and I'll just tell you straight up. Anybody can invest in the stock market. I don't care if you're out there listening to me for the first time and you've just happened upon my channel and you're in your early 20s, or if you're in your 30s or 40s, 50s, I don't care. Anybody can participate in the stock market. But the thing about it that I hear all the time is, do I have to be able to read charts? Do I have to be an analyst? Do I have to study stock all the time? If I invest, how much time will it take to manage that particular portfolio? And it really just depends on how we enter the stock market for you. If you're a passive investor and you don't want to deal with the management or the day-to-day, or you're really just not as interested as I am in the stock market, and you really just don't want to pay attention, there are investment options out there for you, and it doesn't mean that you have to pay attention to it. Really, you just enter into these passive investment options and you let them run for the rest of your life, and you'll be just fine. But a lot of people think that you just have to spend all kinds of time, you have to pay for self-help courses. And guys, I contend that the information that's readily available nowadays through technology is right there at your fingertips. All you really need to do is pay a little attention. Furthermore, if you end up joining my Facebook group, there are discussions going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the Facebook discussion group. And I'm really starting to validate for myself what type of value that is for the group. and what type of value we can get out of channeling all this wonderful information through one singular source that you can go to at any time. And I challenge anyone out there to try to define that level of involvement and engagement with a community of investors. Compare it to what you'll get with your financial planner on your once every 6 months or once every year meeting, okay? So just how much time does it take to be a successful investor? Really as little as possible, all right? I say all the time that investing in the stock market is not a supplement for other aspects of your life, okay? Investing is not going to help your spiritual health, okay? Investing in stocks is not going to help your physical health, all right? Investing in stocks is not going to help your mental well-being, okay? It's not. But what it will help to do is as much or as little as stock investing has to do with your life, it will absolutely complement all those other aspects in your life, all right? Number 2 is how much money do I need to start in the stock market? And this is a relative question that I get across the board. You know, I've got folks that are saying, hey, I've got my first $500, or, you know, there's all kinds of questions about, hey, if I had $100, could I start in the stock market? And you guys have to realize, and here's my perspective on this particular question. I don't care about the money at the start. I don't care. I care about getting you started correctly in the correct self-directed Roth IRA account to help tax protect those dollars, as small as it may be, right? And help get you started in the account that you're not going to regret starting 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, all right? So if I can get you started on those two things, I don't care if you want to start investing with $100. I don't care. What I do care about is that before you take that $100 or $50 or $500 and invest it in the stock market, make sure that you've addressed the amount of debt in your life, okay? And make sure that you take care of the credit card piece, all right? It's consuming Americans, all right? There's so many people out there. The average household credit card debt in the United States is $7,700. Debt to income ratios are around 20%. Mine is 2, and I could make it 0 if I wanted to. So I can't sit there and tell you to take the only $100 that you have and invest it in the stock market when you haven't disclosed to me that you are carrying a little bit of credit card debt. And trust me, guys, it's all right. I've been there and I've done that. I've carried some credit card debt in my life. And you just need to work as diligently as you can to try to address that debt and get it taken care of. The second aspect is to build up a savings account, all right? You need to build up a little bit of savings in that account and prove to yourself that you can sustain, maintain, and abide to a budget, okay? You have to show me, and more importantly, you have to show yourself that you are capable of paying yourself first, all right? You have to be able to do that, because if you can't pay yourself first to enter into a static savings situation, then how are you going to try to pay yourself a certain percentage of those dollars to get invested into the stock market, okay? So you have to have those two preliminary things put away. On the flip side of the house, the folks that have, you know, all kinds of money, you know, and it's relative to those folks. If you're making, you know, over $10,000 a month, there really shouldn't be any excuse as to why you can't find, you know, some dollars to get invested in the stock market. But I will just close in this, and how much money that it takes to enter the stock market. It is relative, okay? What I mean by that, it is so much more important to focus on the plan as opposed to the amount of money that you're going to start with, okay? You have to focus on the plan, and you have to focus on the goals, and you have to focus on your risk tolerance. It doesn't matter about the money when you start. It doesn't matter, okay? You have to focus on the plan. And on this particular channel, we really deliver on the goods, all right? I streamline and water down the information, and there's not a video in my catalog where I do not mention the self-directed Roth IRA account, and there's a reason for it, because it is the most overlooked and underappreciated thing that you can do for yourself, if nothing else that you do for yourself in your life correctly in the investing world, it is just that, to start with the right account. How much effort does it take in the stock market? That's also on an individual basis, okay? How much effort does it take to become a successful investor? It really depends. If you're going to own an entirely stock portfolio, it's probably going to require a little bit more monitoring, okay? If you're a conservative investor, I've set you guys up to where if you buy a 100% stock portfolio and house those assets in a self-directed Roth IRA account for your first $5,500 per year of tax-protected dollars, you can allow those assets to ride. I talk all the time, and I've got videos about, the mistakes of people selling too early. But to allow those assets to grow, how much effort is necessary to be a successful investor? And I contend, if you do things right and you do things the way that I'm kind of helping you guys to visualize yourselves, right, with the debt elimination, the savings, entering into the correct account, work really, really hard up front to get those three things kind of squared away. And you don't have to work at it at all for the rest of your life. You can go on with your life. You can shut the Independent Investor channel off because you've taken the information and deployed it, and I'll have met my goal for you, honestly. I mean, you guys can continue to tune in to me, and I'll still continue to deliver this information because we do have, a swell of people that are joining the channel, and they're interested in just my perspectives, right or wrong, right? They just want to hear another perspective. And my perspective is actual testimonial because I do this stuff. I'm just teaching you guys what it is that I do, all right? I'm not teaching you because it sounds like a good idea or I'm trying to, manufacture growth in my channel. I could care less. I've said it many times. I'm doing the channel for you guys. But how much effort is necessary to become a successful investor? And I think the answer to that question really is however much you want to put into it. But I can build a program for you guys if you have little to no experience in the stock market and set you up in a passive portfolio. Guys, you'll thank me down the line. You really will. You'll come back and you'll be like, wow, this is unbelievable, Ryan. Thank you so much. And this kind of brings me to a point of, you guys really need to help me share this message because if you're young investors, I've had a few folks say that they've tried to talk to their moms and dads, about this perspective and they really get dismissed. It's very dismissive. And if you're a mom and a dad out there, you really need to listen up, or you're a spouse and your spouses are sitting there and you're listening to this information, you really need to kind of listen to the message and listen to why I'm putting this out there for you guys, all right? It's that important. And the last perspective that I kind of want to talk about is the impact, both long-term and short-term, okay? If you say, Ryan, I'm really interested in the stock market, I understand about the importance of investing, yada, 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 right? You need to kind of step back, and after you've assessed your risk tolerance, which I talk about all the time, you need to look at the short-term impact on what it's going to mean for you to become an investor. What I mean by that is if you've been unable to pay yourself first, you need to really look at your budget and see what type of dollars can be devoted to an investment account, all right? Now that's on the short-term side of it. That has everything to do with understanding your risk tolerance. Understanding that you really don't want to invest any dollars that you are afraid of watching those dollars appreciate, yes, but also the potential of those dollars depreciating in value as well. Some of the advice that I've heard in the industry is never invest a dollar that you're not willing to lose everything. And I think that advice, although misinformed as it may be, in my opinion, you need to really kind of understand that stocks go up and stocks go down. Markets fluctuate. And if you're going to take your entire nest egg in the short term and you're going to invest it in the stock market, I really, really advise you guys to identify what percentage of that nest egg you're willing to put to work to start working for you, okay? And that's why I talk about scaling into the stock market so often. is because I don't want to see people come across my channel and they get really excited about investing and they've got $5,000 or $10,000 that they've saved up. They drop it on this market, the market corrects 20%, and you're jaded and you're turned off of the market for the rest of your life, okay? The most impactful lessons that I've learned in the stock market in my history have been those lessons when I first started, right? The mistakes that I've made in the stock market, all right? Now, the long-term perspective, which is what's going to help you guys understand, is if you want to sit back, and I've had a few people, they're really fired up. They want to invest every dollar that they have, and that's wonderful to have that desire, okay? But when you are looking to set a realistic long-term goal for yourself, do not have a goal of becoming a millionaire. Okay, please do not. You guys can take my financial goal, and I'm open with you guys in telling you that my financial goal is financial security. I don't care what dollar amount I have in the future. I invest now what is good for my short-term impactful goal to somehow be set up in a better place down the line, okay, in retrospect, okay? But if your goal is to make $1 million in the stock market, you guys really need to sit back and set more of a realistic goal. For example, a realistic goal is I want to save $100 every 2 weeks, or I want to save $100 every month, okay? I want to save $50 every month. That was a goal of mine. I want to accumulate shares of Apple. I want to buy 1 share of Apple, or I want to buy 2 shares of Pfizer every single month. Whatever it is, those are realistic goals, okay? And you really need to set those goals up and really understand the impact of your decisions in the short term, okay? Are you willing to take your dollars into a downturn? Do you have that pay dirt set up, you know, on the side to where you can sleep easy at night knowing that those dollars, yes, are working for you over the long term? And then to set those long-term goals up for yourself. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I thought this was really important to kind of come out with this perspective video, because if I can streamline my perspective for you guys, and you're a beginning investor and you really pay attention to how I'm streamlining this for you guys are going to be so much more successful. You'll be more successful than I am, okay? I've been self-directed investing for the last 6 years. For you guys that are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and you are not involved at all in self-directed investing, I invite you to do a little bit of research and understand the perspective for yourself, or the potential for yourself, of self-directed investing and the power of compounding for yourself and keeping all the dollars on your side at retirement. Guys, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do so. Hit the subscribe button for me. Leave your comments and perspectives in the comments section. Kick over to my Facebook group. It's Self-Directed Invested Portfolio Solutions for self-directed investors. Anybody's welcome. It is a closed group, so you will have to just send me an invite. I'm responding to all you guys and letting you into the group. Start that dialogue in that group. I put job aids on there to benefit you guys. Peruse through there, use the information for your benefit, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning into this video, Perspectives in the Stock Market from the Independent Investor Channel. I'm so glad to have you guys as part of the community, and good luck in your investment future.